Welcome back to another episode of the High Altitude Training Institute. My name is Greg Reverdio, and this is week 10 of the Advanced Half Marathon Training Plan. As we move into phase 3, you're going to start to feel a difference, and I hope if you've done all of the training weeks so far, you should start to feel really strong. You should start to feel a lot better about your running. Now, you may be thinking, hey, I want to do this race. I want to do this local race this weekend, or I want to do this race in a few weeks. How does that fit with my training plan? Well, that's a very common question. Now, it's going to depend on the type of running that you're going to do. If you plan on doing maybe a half marathon, just as a test, if you're an intermediate runner or if you're an advanced runner, you're going to want to do that race at a slow pace. Now, if you look in your training plan, maybe you have a marathon pace run for that weekend. Well, this is a great time to use that marathon pace run as you run for maybe a half marathon or even a 10K. So let's say that you have a marathon pace run that's 6 miles at marathon pace, and you have a little bit of a warm-up before and a little bit of a cool down. Well, use that as a 10K race that you can do locally and push yourself to maintain that pace at marathon pace and see how it goes. Having people around you to do these workouts is actually a great idea. It's a great way to push yourself. Now, one thing that I don't want you doing is going out there and crushing it and going at your race pace in the middle of your training. That means that next week you're going to feel like crap and your legs are going to be shot and you won't be able to do all the training workouts, which means that you won't be making any progress. So look at your training plan, look at the types of workout that you have during the week. If you're going to do a 5K, maybe you can use that 5K to replace one of the threshold run that was during the week, or maybe one of the repetition run that was during the week. Maybe replace that workout during the week by an easy run of the same distance and then move that workout to the weekend where you're going to have a race. So that way you're still doing 2 or 3 quality workouts a week and making sure that you maintain your mileage, and yet you're having fun and completing races. Now let's take a look at this week's training plan. You made it through phase 2, which is awesome. Congratulations. Now we're getting into phase 3. Phase 3 is kind of like phase 2, but with more mileage and slightly longer workouts. Phase 3 is also where we're going to peak in our training with the highest mileage of the entire training plan. So this week is 54 miles, 10 miles and 10 weeks until race day. And if you've done all the training with us so far, this is week 11 out of 20. Monday, easy run, which is fairly long, 8.5 miles. And the reason it's a little bit longer than usual is because some of these training workouts are not as long, and so we have to spread the mileage more evenly throughout the week. On Tuesday, 8 times 800 at the I pace. That's the intensity pace. Make sure you look at your pacing guide to figure out what your pace should be on those. And we'll do 2-minute rest in between each of these. On Wednesday, we're going to do a rest day, and then on Thursday, we're going to do 5 times 1 mile, our regular T-pace run with 1 minute recovery, and 2 miles of warm-up and 2 miles of cool-down. On Friday, we'll have an easy run, 8 miles, and Saturday as well, easy run, 8.5 miles. On Sunday, we're going to do a marathon pace run, 3 miles easy, 7 miles at marathon pace, followed by 2 miles easy, and that's going to conclude a pretty good week of training again. As always, please give us a like, leave us a comment if you have any question, and don't forget to subscribe. We have a lot more videos coming up for you in the near future. If you want more information about the High Altitude Training Institute and what we do, please go ahead and visit www.altitude.run. You'll find that we do offer coaching, and we also offer a custom training plan for other distances. And finally, we offer summer running camps at high altitude in the summer in Arizona. Join us, find out more information, and we will see you next week. Have a great week of training.